and process through life's challenges to become the best versions of themselves.
Yo, what's up, Derrick? How are you, man?
Man, I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Welcome to the Iron Man podcast. Man, this is a space where all male voices are heard and experiences are acknowledged, man. What's good with you, man?
Man, just taking it one day at a time, as you said. It's coming up an exciting day, busy day, but a great day nonetheless.
Dude, man, you're out here making waves, man. You're out here impacting the next generation already, dude. So for many of you guys who don't know, Derrick has just released his new book, and I'm really excited about it. Derrick, I want you to take a minute. Tell us about your book, man.
Absolutely. So the book is called Son, You Matter. It was released on July 14th. So on the heels of the George Floyd killing. And so actually the book was inspired by that. Just kind of began to think about like what part can I play in just kind of making an impact. So beyond the protesting, beyond the sending money for those that were unjustly incarcerated, what can I do? And so sat down one day and just kind of penned my thoughts. And it initially started as a poem and kind of morphed or evolved into a children's book. And so I am super excited about it, man. It has already begun to generate lots of buzz. As I stated earlier today, it was on our local news. And so just a busy day of like interaction and engagement with folks. So I'm just excited, man. I'm excited about the project. Did I lose you?
Yo, that is the first time that's the first time that has ever happened to me. Ever.
Oh man.
Ever.
Man,
oh man.
Oh good. I was talking and I was like, oh wait, he still has the same like facial expression.
Like that's the first time that ever happened to me. We'll just pick it up from there. You talking about your book, all right?
Cool.
So Derrick, man, tell us about your book, Derrick.
Man, I'm super excited about the book. So the book was released on July 14th. So everywhere books are sold, it's available on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, the like, and then my website, djacobywashington.com. But the book is essentially about a 7-year-old boy who loves his father and really loves ice cream like so many kids do. And so one day after school, Ahmad, who's the 7-year-old young man, and his father are on their way to grab some ice cream, and then they're unjustly stopped by a police officer. And so as you read the book, the reader essentially will journey along with Ahmad into the numerous emotions kind of that accompany him and his father. And his father really has an opportunity there in that moment to show him how to handle that situation really in real time. So super excited about it. The book was inspired by the senseless killing of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and so many others. And so I really sat down and was like, what is it that I can do beyond protesting, beyond sending money to those that were incarcerated for peacefully protesting? Like, what is it that I could do? And so I really sat down and just began to kind of write out my feelings. And it initially started as like a poem and then kind of morphed into a children's book. So super excited about it, man. It's already begun to get a lot of buzz. And yeah, I'm really hoping that it'll make an impact.
Dude, it is getting a lot of buzz, and I think you're doing a phenomenal job. So, man, you're author. I was learning so much about all the other stuff that you're doing. Man, how have you evolved into who you are now?
How have I evolved? I think it's just been really a lot of prayer. Honestly, I believe that prayer is essential for specifically for the believer. But I believe, listen, you got to have an open line of communication with whomever your creator is. And so yeah, prayer has really kept me and has driven me. In addition to that, it is just the push to do better, to be better, to constantly evolve. So to also allow myself to be open for various endeavors. I have a great support system. So my family is extremely supportive and they are always pushing me. So I think it's a combination of those things, man.
Wow, man, that's love, man. So man, just you told us about the book, man. Who are you? Who's Derrick? And who have been some of your heroes that kind of help guide you to who you are now?
Wow. Let's see here. So who am I? I think that's a loaded question. So I'm originally from Gainesville, Florida. So shout out to all my folks in Gainesville.
All right.
Small town, small city rather. But I came from a single parent household. So my dad wasn't around or really involved in my life growing up. Thank God that relationship has been mended now. But I was raised by a single parent and constantly surrounded by really strong women. And I don't say that lightly. I grew up in, I say the sticks because it's essentially the country in Gainesville. So
Yeah.
I grew up around women that weren't afraid to do like all these types of jobs, this type of work. These women were really really strong women. So strong in their work, but also strong in their faith. So I was raised by up until about 5 or 6 by my grandmother, who was an evangelist in the AME church. And so I tell people all the time that I was a quote unquote drug baby, not in the sense that my parents used drugs, but that my grandma drugged me to church, kicking and screaming. I did not want to go, didn't want to participate, but I think the fact that she really drugged me to church and got me in like a religious institution kind of instilled in me some great foundational principles that I still carry to this day. And so yeah, I grew up in Florida, moved to the DMV area right after undergrad and decided to live here and work. So I've been in the DC area for about 14 years, actually next month. So I've always, I think, had a desire to do more, be more. And I think that came from the pushing of my mom and my grandmother and my aunts. And those, and as I mentioned earlier, I really have a really strong support system. They're constantly pushing, encouraging me. And so I think that a lot of that has kind of inspired me and kind of gotten me where I am today. Hey man,
I don't know what the ham and cheese is going on today. Well, we can, if you don't mind, we can finish like this. This is cool.
Okay, cool.
You're still running through my system. So
hold on, let me grab my ear.
This is, bro. I have never.
All good. Okay. Okay. Yeah, from Gainesville, Florida. And so essentially Gainesville is country. So it's really the sticks, I like to call it. Yeah, man. It's the only thing really there is the University of Florida. So a major college. But so yeah, I grew up in Gainesville, Florida, single parent household. So my mom raised me. Dad wasn't really around growing up, but thankfully he is around now, and so that relationship is great. But really surrounded by a lot of strong women. And so when I say strong women, man, I mean like these women would. I remember seeing my grandmother and her sisters, and it's so funny, they live like right next to each other. And so I remember seeing my grandmother and my sisters walk in like, and you probably don't know about this being from Chicago, but listen. Oh man. Oh yeah, country. Country for sure. So I remember seeing my great aunt and my grandmother and those, hanging up on the line and walking across snakes, like big oak snakes, like crazy stuff like that. So when I say strong women, like these women were strong, but not just strong in the work that they did, but really strong in their faith. And so I always tell people about my grandmother. She was very influential in my life. Passed in 2011, but really, really influential. She sometimes would drag me to church, kicking and screaming. But I believe that really instilled some of the foundational principles that I hold true to my in my life now. So I really appreciate that foundation that was laid by those experiences. But I think that I was surrounded by strong women, and so I think that I've always had like a desire to like do more and be more and like constantly evolve. And so I tell people I've never had anything really handed to me. It's always been, me going after it. Now I've had people in my corner. I have a really, really strong support system, as I mentioned earlier, but I've really had to like go after things that I wanted, go after, my education. So went to undergrad at a small Catholic university in St. Leo, Florida, so right outside of Tampa. God took me to a place I never even heard of, but surrounded me by people that were really, really play an integral role in my life, and still support me to this day. And so went there, then moved to the DC area for graduate school. So went to Howard University, so HU, for those that are listening. Went to Howard and got my master's in social work, and then went to Virginia Union and got an MDiv. But I think that all of those experiences I've had to. Bruh, man. 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 It was no joke. Nah, man, it's just Derrick. It's just Derrick. But yeah, I mean, you're right. That MDiv is no joke. It is definitely no joke. You got it. I hear you. I hear you. Okay. Man, it's just like something within me just like says keep going. In addition to all of those things, like I run several businesses and then work a 9 to 5 as well. So it's just like I think that I've always believed that you have to have multiple streams of income. You can't put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. Listen, because that good 9 to 5. Listen. That good 9 to 5 will let you down or let you go one day, and then you listen. So you got to be prepared. So yeah. So I've have always had like this drive to do these things, and I just find time to make it happen, man. But I've really learned in these past few years, honestly, to make sure that I take time for me to really like live. So if that may include like traveling, and I really enjoy like physical fitness, so working out and making sure that my body is taken care of. So those types of things I've really began to love. You got to excuse me. I'm looking down here because my dog is literally put he's torn some things to pieces on my floor. So I'm not going to yell at him on the podcast, but but just know. Man, like I can't even begin to describe like the amount of obstacles that I've had to kind of overcome, even from an early age. I think about, and you may hear it a little bit. I grew up with a slight speech impediment, and so sometimes it really comes out when I get to talking like real fast, and so that coupled with my southern accent, it's like, slow down, bro. What did you say? What are you talking about? So like I grew up with that, and I remember distinctly early on in elementary school, I went to a predominantly white elementary school in Gainesville, and my teacher tried to put me in a special education course as a result of the speech impediment. But it was her inability to teach me and to reach me on the level that I was at. It wasn't my inability or my inability to comprehend information, but it was just her trying to move me into a special education class. But luckily, I have had a mother that did not play that. She was like, no, my son does not belong in no special education classes. She actually fought that thing so much, so she took me out of the school, and I went to another elementary school and was in like gifted classes from that point on through high school. And so I say all that to say it's like you can't accept what people try to prescribe to you or prescribe or define you as. You have to, what they try to put on you, you have to like know for you. I know for myself. You gotta know for yourself. Listen, listen. You gotta know for yourself who you are, man, and what you were. I know for myself. I'm telling you. Listen, listen. I'm telling you, man, it's like that. I think that understanding of who you are and who you were created to be, like that has to be your driving force. You can't allow all of the stuff that's happening around in your environment to deter you from moving forward. I tell people all the time that you've got something on the inside of you. I let me say it like I say it to them. You got the word in your mouth that's going to pull somebody out of their place of despair, out of their place of bondage. And so like you have to understand that you were equipped and called for greatness. There's potential in you. There's greatness in you. You are needed for a time such as this. And so, yeah, don't allow that stuff to stop you. Keep moving, bro. Keep moving. Sir. Sir, listen to me. Yeah. Yes, sir. To give life. You listen, don't do that. Man. Hmm. Yeah. Man. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you that part. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man. So the book is available on Amazon and really wherever books are sold, or you can go to our website, djacobywashington.com. It's djacobywashington.com. I'd love for you to follow me also on social media. So I'm pretty much on every social media platform, including LinkedIn. So make sure that you follow me, DJ Kobe on Instagram, and Derrick_Jacoby on Twitter. And DJ Kobe on Facebook as well. So make sure you follow me. I definitely want to say thank you to everyone that's been so supportive with the release of the project, with the release of the book, rather. So I definitely appreciate your support. I always say people don't have to support you. So I just want to definitely say thank you. They do not. They do. That's right. That's just good home training. Yeah, bro. Right. Likewise, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Man, it's all good. Yeah, I know for myself. Oh, wow. No, it's so funny. I grew up, like I said, my grandmother was AME, and then I converted to like the Baptist church, and actually was Baptist. I say Baptist Costal because my pastors were like they believe in speaking in tongues, laying hands, all that stuff as well. And then in my adult life, converted to apostolic churches. So yeah, bruh. Listen. That's what holiness is right. And I got earrings too. I see you. Ah, man, I hear you. Likewise, bro. Undercover apostle. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm. Yeah. That's so fun. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah. Bro. Bro, I appreciate that. You like when I tell you like that is what you're so on because I never sought out to do especially a children's book. I've been writing a devotional for the past 7 years and it's not done yet. I sat down to write a poem that morphed into a children's book and wrote it in like an hour and a half. And it is like go it's like it's crazy. And like everything lined up. I reached out to I think the publisher on June 1st. July 1st, the book was published. That includes like illustrations and everything. All right, so everything kind of fell into place, man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Wow. Bruh. Wow. Mm-hmm. Me too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Man, I appreciate that. That's definitely good encouragement. I wholeheartedly appreciate that. And I gotta get those books. What is it on Amazon or are they on Amazon? Okay. Okay. Jameson, come on. Get it together. Get down. Get down. You look at me. Yeah. It's okay. Mm. Hmm. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I do this yearly summit. Well, of course, not this year, but I do this yearly summit called Freedom Summit. So it's a part of the Parallel Church ministry. So I do it pretty much, once a year, with the exception of this year, and bring in like speakers all across the country. So I definitely want to stay connected with you and, kind of see what we can do with that. Appreciate you, man. Awesome. Awesome. I'm hitting save on this number, bro. All right. You too. All right. Talk to you soon. All right. James, get down. Get out. Get out. James, why would you do this? Bro. Oh.